So as a follow-up to this question, were you looking for someone coming from a large company in your industry or not, who had experience scaling and managing large teams and experience as a leader and a coach? Or did you prefer someone from a small to mid-sized company who had scaled and led a smaller team and could coach, but was more of a doer and hands-on in the trenches person?
I think initially I wanted, that person that had a ton of experience, e-commerce, manufacturing, all the things that you think that you need. But in the end, I hired a COO that used to be a CEO. So, and he had a manufacturing background in a different industry, and would really get in the trenches and do things himself, which he has. So I have, over the last, it's almost been 9 months now since he's been with us, taught him everything I knew in 5.5 years in this industry, and he knows that. And that's the person I wanted. And I've been hands off as far as the manufacturing side, because I didn't want to step on his toes on what he was doing out there. So, and he wanted that separation between CEO and the staff, where, in the past, the staff could just come up and come into my office and complain usually about something. And now that doesn't happen. There's kind of a chain of command now where everybody has to go through him. So I wanted to set that tone in the company that they are now to go through the COO, because it's truly his team now,
So your company is in kind of a hyper-growth mode, 3 times the size of what it was last year. So when you brought a new leader, a new team, what changes and results did you expect over the next 3 to 12 months? What skill sets you wanted this person to have?
So I wanted somebody that could, create processes, to create different areas of the things that we do. And that had the technical knowledge to kind of bring in that technical skill set to make things work. And so I think we've done that. There are issues sometimes with those people skills, because kind of like you and I were talking before, he comes from an area where he was dealing with white collar employees, engineers, and things of that nature. And in our environment, there's a lot of high school educated employees that work really hard, but they're in the manufacturing environment. So there's a big difference. And having those employees understand the first time what you're asking them is sometimes difficult. And so that's kind of a work in progress that I've been working with him on, to kind of be more kinder and gentler, I guess you would say, because it's the culture that I want. I mean, the culture has always been that, you could, that I'm going to take care of my employees, and because they are, a large part of this organization. So I want to make sure that they're happy here.
Got it. So in terms of the changes that this person brought to your operations, what would you say are the 2 or 3 highlights?
So he was able to bring on some new equipment. So he does have a mechanical engineering background, and then create some prototypes and some new products for us that are going to be coming online. I think that's one of the highlights. He's also streamlined the manufacturing process for the items, the products that we sell the most, which was a huge bottleneck for us. So the spraying of plates and the forming of plates, that was a huge bottleneck, and he was able to streamline how we do that. So we get, a lot more, 2-3 times more out of the same people that we had by just changing the process around. And so that's another benefit. And then he's got that skill set to help us expand. So we are working on a 12,000 square foot expansion, adding on to this building, where we're trying to create an environment that will attract talent. Because, manufacturing is kind of a dirty type business. And so our goal is to kind of have a 12,000 square foot of really nice offices, clean area, that will, make people want to work here. And see what we're doing.
Interesting, because that introduces my last questions. My last question about the selling point of Spartan Armor Systems in terms of attracting top talent.
Right.
So you need to attract talent for smoothing out your growth, avoiding some road bumps.
Right.
So what are the selling points of this company?
So I think that the growth is exciting in the industry. A few years back, we were in the Inc. 5000, top 5,000 companies. And so just that acknowledgement, I think, lends to have people kind of say, hey, what are these guys doing? What's so special about them? And then we're trying to create kind of a cool brand. The Spartan Armor Systems is kind of just a tactical brand that has got that edge, that cool factor to it, and just a fun place to work, which it's been a grind over the last year, so it hasn't been that fun to work here. But as things settle down, I think we could have it be not so serious, and just work hard, but also play hard in the long run.
What do your employees really appreciate?
I think they appreciate us going out of the way to make things good. So an example of that is during this whole COVID crisis, we had one employee in the warehouse get COVID. And so there was a large panic out there, even though we're practicing social distancing, wearing masks. And so we brought in an outside private company to test everybody, instead of having everybody go out and get tested. And so we did that at our expense to try to, say, hey, we care about you guys. We want you guys to be safe. We want you to be healthy. We want you, to know that we have your back. And so we were able to do that. And then we have programs where they get 50% off products. So a lot of employees are gun enthusiasts and like to shoot. And so we want to get our products into their hands so they can kind of give us feedback on whether or not we need to change things or improve things. And so we have some discount things to where our employees get discounted products. We offer all the benefits. So, healthcare, we pay 75% of the healthcare benefits. We offer 401k. So we do those little things, and I think eventually we'll do some other things in the future. So, yeah.
Thanks so much, Todd.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Thank you.